Traveling the world with the U.S. Navy might seem to be an unlikely way to prepare to launch a new restaurant concept here in Pittsburgh. But that's exactly the voyage two local entrepreneurs are on. Together, they've founded Smallman Galley, a restaurant incubator in the heart of Pittsburgh's Strip District. And now they're taking applications from chefs who'd like to launch restaurants of their own. Ben Mantica is co-founder of Smallman Galley. Tyler Benson is the other co-founder. Welcome. Good to have you both here.
Nice, good to be here.
I guess welcome back home to Pittsburgh after your years in the Navy, right?
Yep, it's been a while, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, and welcome to Pittsburgh from Texas, so an even bigger move, but great to have you here in our region.
Great to be here.
Yeah, well, tell me a little. First off, what is a restaurant incubator? I don't think I've ever heard of the concept before.
So what it is we have a 6,000 square foot space, and we're putting in 4 kitchens for 4 promising chefs to come in and get some experience running their own restaurant.
Okay. And so what, shared seating space and with the kitchen sort of surrounding it or along one wall? Is that how it's going to be set up?
Yep, all communal seating, about 200 seats, and you can go up to either of the kitchens and sit wherever you want in the space. Okay,
very cool. Really interesting concept. Where did it come from? What gave you the idea that there might be a demand for something like a restaurant incubator?
Well, in our travels around the world with the Navy, we got to experience some really magnificent food halls in countries in Southeast Asia and the Middle East, and we wanted to bring that back home. So there are some food halls in the U.S., but we wanted to fuse that concept with the incubators we now see popping up in other industries, such as technology and manufacturing. A few of them here in Pittsburgh that are just doing great things for the community. And there's just such a demand in the culinary industry for an incubator type concept to really bring the talented chefs to the limelight and to give them a platform to really build their brand and build their following.
I have to believe a lot of chefs, you go to culinary school, you envision yourself someday as Iron Chef on television or running your own hot restaurant. But in addition to being a great cook, you have to know how to run a business. So is that what you guys found the barrier really was for so many of them?
Right. I mean, the restaurant industry has a very high failure rate. It's 60–80% of new restaurants fail.
60 to 80% failure. Oh, wow. Okay.
And Tyler and I, what we bring, we've managed hundreds of people and really million-dollar projects for the military. And that's where our background is, and we've teamed up with some great restaurant industry people in Pittsburgh, and we're going to try to give these guys the requisite training. They already have the culinary experience and talent. We're just going to bridge that gap with the business and management training.
And so what, they're accepted to join the incubator for what, a set period of time that you'll work with them to kind of get the concept sort of finalized and ready to go?
Right, so we're going to select 4 chefs for our program, looking to open in the fall. And they'll start with an 18-month period in Smallman Galley. So from the very start, we're going to be providing them a huge support network, trainings every week. And during that time, they'll be able to build their following in Pittsburgh. We're going to provide marketing for them. We're really going to get their names out in the community. So we're looking for some of the top culinary artists in the city. And we're going to, as Ben said, bridge the gap and help them become business people as well. Okay,
and I guess then, so they finally do it 18 months, then they're out the door, or do you guys continue to work with them as they try to get established on their own in the community?
So as they're with us for 18 months, we really want them to feel like it's a partnership. We're not charging these chefs rent. It's actually a profit-sharing model. And once they get ready to leave, and we'll help them find a space, we'll help them line up their financing and working with banks. Based on our experience and where we've been successful and where we've run into issues, we'll hope to help them with that whole process. And we'll stay on with them to make sure they get rolling and on their feet and be successes in the city.
Well, I wonder, you're from Texas, you're from Pittsburgh, so you could be doing this, I presume, in either place. What brought you guys here to try to get a concept like this off the ground? Well,
Pittsburgh, one of the great things about Pittsburgh is everybody sort of supports their own, and there's a lot of pride in the city. And we thought this was a great way to kind of emphasize that and bring people in that from Pittsburgh that want to open up their own restaurant and really give them the opportunity to do so.
So he's from Pittsburgh. We know how Pittsburghers are. They want to be champions of getting everybody here they can, and they talk up the town. But Tyler, I mean, he said, come here and let's do this. I mean, what did you think, and what do you think now that you've kind of been here and checked the place out about the opportunity?
Well, it's interesting. I actually went to school in Michigan. I went to University of Michigan,
Okay.
so I have some familiarity with the cold weather.
Okay, at least you got over the cold
yeah.
weather hurdle. You lived with that for a while.
Right, yeah. So we met in San Diego, though. But traveling the world, I mean, it really opens your mind to a whole ton of different concepts, different places, different people. And when Ben approached me with this a couple years ago, you know, I really thought about it. I really started looking into the Pittsburgh market. And it was so clear to me that there's just so much opportunity here. There's so much opportunity to revitalize this city and to help the community here by creating new businesses. And the idea with our concept is that we're going to create many, many businesses. It's not just our own. So when we help these chefs go out into the community and start restaurants, they're creating jobs at every one of those restaurants.
Now, I got to ask you, though, you two guys mustering out of the Navy, you come back to Pittsburgh. How are you financing this? How are you getting your own business off the ground?
Well, it's been interesting, and we've definitely had some road bumps along the way. We're mixing it with some private investors that have shown really interest in this and kind of have a passion for food like we do, and then a mix of debt financing as well. The URA and the Southwest Pennsylvania Commission have been very helpful, and along with the process and kind of linking us up with the right people, and it's an ongoing process.
Yeah, I mean, we like to think there's a support network here in the region that can help people, you know, do the kind of thing you're trying to do, and veterans in particular are a real area of interest for us here in Pittsburgh. And have you found it to be welcoming in that respect and really able to get a toehold and find the resources you need? Yeah,
absolutely. As you said, the veterans support system is pretty strong in this area, especially with the community. I mean, we've had some great experiences engaging with the community leaders, and what we can bring to this project is our military background and our management experience, and we're augmenting that with some of the big players in the restaurant industry here to help us figure out that piece of it and put all that together.
Well, it's really exciting. Congratulations. Love an innovative idea. Love to see it happening here in our region. Hopefully there'll be some great new restaurants coming out of the effort in the years to come. Ben Mantica, Tyler Benson. Company is called Smallman Galley. Watch for it this fall. Thank you both so much.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Next up, from one social enterprise to another, a nonprofit on Pittsburgh's north side that's been turning boys and girls into leaders for the better part of a century. Stay with us.